You're allergic to health? Okay, first of all, I'm allergic to a single antibiotic. You're allergic to like so much. You're allergic to your own tears. You're allergic to vinegar. You're allergic to your own cat.
Doesn't seem to be this one either. Oh, hello there, big sis. I don't think I've seen you before. Or the white fae lady next to you. Welcome to the Frost Moon Enclave. Is there anything I can help you with? Nope, we just got curious, seeing you out here all alone like this. And by the way, Paimon's Paimon, and this is Harley. So it's Miss Harley and Miss Paimon. You know, you two don't look like you're from Nasha Town.
Actually, I'm the real mastermind behind the scenes in Nasha Town.
Whoa, seriously? That sounds so cool. Can I be your follower then, Harley? You know, like in one of those epic stories? Hey, quit messing around. We're just regular adventurers passing through, okay? No way we're secretly pulling all the strings in Nasha Town or anything. At least, not that Paimon knows of. Must be nice, though, traveling around with your best friend, seeing the world together. It really is. We've been to so many places already. What about you? What were you doing out here just now? I was looking for pretty stones. Oh, Paimon gets it. You collect them, right? You're not the only one. Some grown-ups are super into that too. Nope, I'm gonna use the pretty stones to bribe Mai into kidnapping me. Okay, that makes it... Wait, what? That's definitely not what I was expecting. You've never heard the story of the legendary thief Reed Miller and the Fae Princess? But Mai told me it's super famous outside. Come, lady with moonlit eyes, let me steal your heart with this jewel that matches your gaze and whisk you away from this gilded cage. I'm not really sure what it means, but if you give someone something they like, that means you can go on an adventure with them, right?
That's right, that's how I lured Paimon onto this path.
Hey, don't teach kids weird things. Just because Paimon loves your cooking doesn't mean our friendship started with a kidnapping. And by the way, who is this Mai you're talking about? Telling kids strange stories like that sounds kind of questionable. She's not a bad person, and she's about the same age as me.
I do really like her hair.
She's an adventurer too, just like you two. I caught her sneaking around near camp once, so I made her tell me a story. For some reason, she seemed to think we were some scary cult of weirdos who sacrificed kidnapped kids to the moon goddess. She tried to act all calm while begging me not to kill her. What kind of weird misunderstanding is that? Right? I have no idea where she even heard something like that. It's so strange. But since it sounded kind of funny, I didn't bother correcting her. That's exactly why you should have corrected her. Anyway, in exchange, she promised to be my best friend and told me lots and lots of stories about the outside world. Mom and Dad never let me read stories from the outside world, saying only non-believers would like such worthless things. But my stories were really interesting. Like the fisherman who fell in love with a fae, the thief who died 3 times but escaped from the lady of the underworld thrice, and the changeling who longed to become human.
I think these are all, books in teyvat, right?
There were kind people, not so kind people, and really, really bad people. Rich or poor, good or evil. In the end, everyone dies in misery.
Wow, I really want to hear the whole thing. Could you tell me more?
Okay. For example, Reed Miller's companion, the Shadow Weasel, who swore to never step into the moonlight again. Huh? Now's not the time for stories like that. And anyway, those aren't exactly stories for kids. But I'm not a kid anymore. Mai also said that the outside world's way too dangerous for someone like me. Which is kind of rich from her. She can't even use the blessing of the moon goddess, and she's about the same age as me. Still, it's fine. I'm super smart anyway. Before I caught her, she kept muttering about some stone. That means she must be looking for pretty stones, right? If I find some pretty stones, I bet I can bribe her with ease. Just like how Reed Miller lured the Fae lady away. She'll take me away from here, right? Can you not say bribe like that? You're just giving your friend a nice gift. That's totally normal. No need to make it sound weird. Well, we'll be looking around this area anyway, so if we find any pretty pieces, we'll bring them back to you. Wow, really? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It would be great if I could find pretty stones nearby. Ollie, look over there. That stone's super beautiful. We're back. Kasha, would you consider this a pretty stone? Wow, that was fast. You really are professional adventurers. You're amazing. Most stuff's easy peasy for us. Short of exploring some crazy deep underground labyrinth, or taking photos at spots thousands of miles apart, maybe? What's wrong? It's a beautiful stone, sure, but I feel like it seems to be attracted to this big stone. Really? Paimon doesn't feel anything at all? I'm not really sure either. It's just a vague hunch, I guess. It's like how Mai mentioned that Reed Miller encountered the Fey Princess through the guidance of the Moon Goddess. I guess this premonition of mine must be something similar? Wow, is this what they call foresight? But wait, Paimon's pretty sure the Moon Goddess wouldn't bother with something like that. She's probably way too busy for that kind of thing. So, what does your premonition tell you to do? For example, that we should put this stone back there? I know I'm not a kid anymore, but I still need to grow a bit to reach that high. Could you give me a hand, Harley?
Whoa. What the fuck? I guess that was one of the ancient moon remnants, maybe?
Wow, I was right! As soon as we put the two stones together, something really awesome happened.
But now the stone we just found is gone.
Oh, it's okay. I was only trying to find fragments like that so I could bribe Mai in the first place. Now that we've got this whole new story about a flying stone, the stone itself doesn't really matter anymore. Since Mai loves telling stories, I'm sure she'll be way more excited about this tale than just some old rocks. Thank you so much, Harley and Paimon. Things didn't go exactly as I imagined, but I'm really happy with how it all turned out. Oh, and here's a pretty stone I found earlier. I think it's really beautiful, so I want you to have it as a thank you gift.
Wow, it's so deep. Looks like there's an even bigger space down below. Hey, you two. Are you trying to get yourselves killed? Don't just stand there. Get over here and keep your voice down. Ah! You scared Paimon. She didn't expect to find anyone else in a place like this. And why are you hiding?
Shh! I told you to keep quiet, buddy.
But judging by your chubby looks, you wouldn't happen to be the daughter of some Northland Fey Lord, would you? Hey, what do you mean by chubby looks? Paimon's not chubby at all. And Paimon's not Fey either. Miss Paimonovna, at this juncture, I advise that we feign... Feign what? And who is Miss Paimonovna anyway? In any case, she is Harley and Paimon's her guide. We're adventurers who've come to investigate this deep pit. Yes, of course. You're adventurers, definitely not nobility. We all need to wear some masks, am I right? But since you've all introduced yourselves, I should, for my part, do as decorum dictates. Might value, heir to the legendary thief Reef Miller. Don't worry, that's my real name. Is this the my person? The legendary thief Reed Miller? It's alright if you're unfamiliar. Rest assured, I'm a master thief, not some small-time crook. Your belongings are safe where they sit in your pockets. However, you're a terrible liar, buddy. Tell me, what kind of guide leads people straight into a deep pit? We did that because we're adventurers. Alright. If I'm not mistaken, you're here for the Crab Tsar's treasure too, aren't you? I see, the crabby booty. Huh? What kind of nickname is that? That's right. You know your stuff, sister. My target is the crabby booty. It's the most precious treasure hidden in the Crab Tsar's palace below. The stone, Twardowska's stone, or Twardowska's, maybe? Stone that can manipulate human desires. This is what I seek.
Oh, it just hit Paimon after hearing all this talk about thieves and some crab Tsar. This must be some kind of children's adventure game, right? So, how did you know that there's treasure here? Heh, that's a master thief's secret, buddy. What's it gonna be? Interested in a team up? I've already scouted out the palace routes and have a good idea where the treasure is. But I'm a master thief, not a mercenary. I can't defeat that despicable crab Tsar all by myself. If I could, I wouldn't be hiding here, waiting for it to lower its guard. Huh? If you're a master thief, why do you have to confront the palace owner head on? Wouldn't that make you a robber instead? That shows you're an amateur, buddy. You can't get to the treasure without defeating the palace owner. He didn't... I mean, that's just how things work in the business. Interesting. Once we get that stone and sell it for a good price, we'll split it 50-50, and I'll even hook you up with my informant. Interested? Leave it to me. I'm a world-famous thief after all. As long as you add world-famous in front, then it doesn't matter what comes after, huh? Is that what you're thinking? No, we're just helpful adventurers, not thieves. Wait, come to think of it, our first major deed in Bonstadt was stealing the Holy Lyre der Himmel. Ha! A world-famous thief. What are you going to say next? That you're a fugitive wanted in multiple nations? Alright. Enough joking around. Even Reed Miller has never been wanted by every nation at once. Still, you're quite an interesting person, buddy. Right, let's get to it then. Stay close and don't get lost. Oh no, it's the terrifying crab Tsar. We've been spotted. This is bad, really bad. You guys make like the wind. Huh? Why is the crab running away? These little crabs, were they hiding just now because something frightened them? Look, Harley, this little crab seems to be trying to give us something. Whoa, that huge rock blocking our path just shattered. That's the key, alright. Nothing less than I'd expect from you. Looks like these little guys can see we're on their side. Hey, we aren't technically here to steal from them. Speaking of which, that giant crustacean, it's no ordinary crustacean pal, it's the most vicious, ruthless, ill-tempered. It's still just a crab. Wow, it would have been nice if I could have read any of that, bro. Hey, don't worry. Since it was the crabs who blocked our path in the first place, we used the crabs to get through.
Take it easy.
Oh, I did not mean to do that. Thanks, bro.
A chest full of valuables and a trove of potential clues.
Oh yeah. Hi, little crab. Wee. Oh. He's too far away! Oh no, what have I done? There we go. Oh yeah. Oh, chest.
Easy money.
Whoa. Looks like this way is blocked. This way is blocked too, buddy. If only we had abilities like those Frost Moon weirdos do. Huh? Looks like there's no way forward. Where did that big crab escape to? This is a problem. These mirrors were left behind by those Frost Moon weirdos. Only they and the crab Tsar can travel through them. So that big crab actually went inside the mirrors? It's just a crab. So where did it learn to do? How to do that? Well, it probably has something to do with that cursed stone of desire. Twardowska's stone. Better find a wall first, buddy, in case you fall over from what I'm about to tell you. I, Mite Veliu, am actually a member of the Conch Gang, here to gather intel. Tch, run, Miss Paimanovna. I'll hold them off. Run? Wait, what's so scary about that? Also, what kind of corny reaction is that? And who is Miss Paimanovna anyway? It's normal to react that way when you hear our name. But don't worry, buddy. I'm not your enemy. Anyway, forget about that for now. Just so you know, I've been observing this place for quite some time already. Truth is, His Majesty the Crab Tsar used to be quite docile and didn't know how to travel through these mirrors until 6 months ago. That was when it picked up a strange stone from somewhere and started carrying it on its back. Its temper has taken a deadly turn ever since. Evil, cruel, easily agitated. Sometimes it even uses its pincers to crush other little crabs, turning this place upside down. Wait, so the treasure you're looking for is actually the stone on its back? No wonder you say we'll have to defeat it first. Heh, that's right, buddy. Just like how Reed Miller took the Frost Moon treasure back from the greedy governor, bringing her back to her senses. The duty of a master thief has always been to side with the oppressed, so that they don't have to kneel before any crab. So, for all the little crabs. I see. Is this what you wish for, ruler of Elysium? What the fuck? What is going on with her eyes? No, I wasn't scared. I'm the heir of the legendary thief Reed Miller. Anyway, identify yourself now. Whoa, you scared Paimon for sure. Didn't expect to find anyone else in a place like this. Huh. You look like a Frost Moon priestess. Ruler of Elysium? Are you talking about Paimon? Paimon? Is Paimon a... Then Paimon, your lady, commands you to go to Nasha Town and buy Paimon an endless supply of krumkakes. Just kidding. So what are you doing in a place like this, buddy? Eyes up, you're all alone, while there's 3 of us. We are a fellowship of free people, and if you wish to seize us and take us to the Frost Moon, then you're out of luck, even back when Snezhnograd had the legendary Reed Miller. Fear not, I am not your enemy. Still, Reed Miller. Is that the name you have chosen to follow in this sublunary sphere even? Of course. Anyway, I've got no interest in plots and schemes in the shadows. What exactly do you want? Out with it. No, there's no need for such meaningless words. You are only here for the treasure. I know that. I've known it from the beginning. Cast your gaze that way. Look beneath the mirror. When the mirror shatters, you will find that cursed object that corrupts the hearts of men. As for me... Hey, wait! Don't go! Whoa, she's gone again. Who in the world is that priestess? Who knows? Those Frost Moon folks have always been kind of loony and cryptic. But I suppose there's no other choice now. Let's follow her advice and go look that way. Whoa. Whoa, look in the mirror. Is that big crab from just now? Whoa, watch your step, Harley. That drop looks pretty steep. This is so pretty. I think a priestess lady warned us that the mirror might break, otherwise someone could have gotten really hurt. Yeah, looks like she doesn't mean us any harm. Alright, let's chase it down. All we gotta do is lay the smack down His Majesty the Tsar. These flowers are so pretty. I love the color. Nowhere left to run now, huh? I know these grounds like the back of my hand, and I can tell you we've got it cornered. Once we take it down here, this will all be over. What do you say? Are you ready, sister? I'm ready. Alright, let's do this. Time to show that fellow what a proper, no-holds-barred frontal sneak attack looks like. Right, a frontal sneak attack. Wait, can you even call it a sneak attack if we do it from the front? Oh, what? Oh, okay. I'm just... Oh!
Defensive mode engaged.
I want to get onto it. Oh, speaking of which, looks like the stone fragments on these crabs can pass through those mirrors too. Let's try using those stones to force it out. Nice.
Cleanup sequence initiated.
Now what?
Accelerating.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Jam.
Oh! Oh, I see. Okay, I thought I would get launched into the air. I guess fucking not. How do I... Oh, there we go. Hello? Oh. So nothing I can... Oh, there we go. This is a really interesting battle.
Defensive mode engaged.
Cool music too.
Accelerating.
Hello? You coming out? Oh, you're over there. Hell yeah. Whoa. It flew away. Have you come searching for me? Whoa, it's the priestess from before. We weren't exactly looking for you, but who are you really? It's always like this. Always. Promising to take me away, then always leaving me behind. This time, there's no different. Asking those questions just to give me false hope so I would stay, waiting for a salvation that would never come. Isn't that right? No, that's not what we meant. Please don't cry. We're adventurers and we love helping others. If you need help with anything, just tell us. She's gone again. Who in the world is that strange lady? Lauma might know. Oh, right. Since she's dressed like a Frost Moon Scion, Lauma must know her. Let's ask her about it the next time we meet, shall we? Hey, wait. Where's Mite? Is it Mita? Probably. Where's Mita? Well, buddy, how's it going? Have you calmed down? Seems like it's hiding away out of regret after all the terrible things it did to the little crabs while under the stone's influence. That's kind of sad. It's alright. Let it reflect on its actions for now. Those who do bad things must be punished. This is the fate of all evil rulers. Still, Paimon didn't expect that stone to fly away like that. Well, it's not a bad thing. If it had actually circulated on the market, it might have hurt even more people. Here, have this too. Now that His Majesty the Tsar has become docile once more, my observation notes are complete. I wonder, the fact that they're going out their way to call him His Majesty the Tsar makes me wonder if this is supposed to be a parallel to the Tsaritsa. And she's doing bad things because she's being controlled by something. And from now on, you're a friend of the Conch Gang. When you dine at the Speranza restaurant in Nashatown, just mention the name Maita. And collect my free meal ticket? No, I don't have that kind of pull yet. You'll still need to settle your bills with Big Sis Katya. Huh? What's the point of mentioning your name then? Of course there's a point. If Big Sis Katya's in a good mood, she might even buy you all drinks or something. So it still depends on someone else's mood. Then, even if she isn't feeling up to it, I'll still buy you drinks. No, I'll treat you to a meal. I'll have to work a few days for the funds, though. A promise is a promise, and one good turn deserves another. That's the rule set by the legendary Reed Miller. So take this IOU, buddy. Maita's notes. Notes written on pages printed with a conch pattern. These are observation notes written by Maita about the crab Tsar before it became influenced by Kuvaki. They contain a great deal of unverified speculation about Brachiran society. The crab Tsar lives right next to those weirdos, the Frostmoon Scions. They say he's hundreds of years old, and honestly, how else would he get so big? He's far, far larger than any crab I've ever seen. In fact, his home isn't a normal shell at all. It's a massive, hill-like conch, bigger than the ones we paint on our flags. It's like a tiny fortress. Stranger still, Kuvaki-filled moss grows all over it, glowing like stars in the dark cave. Who knows? Maybe that's the crab Tsar's crown. Given all that, it makes perfect sense that the smaller crabs nearby have ended up as his subjects. Poor little things. They are always scurrying around, dragging food like lacquerberries, tiny fish, and all sorts of other stuff I can't even name into the cave's depths, instead of just enjoying it right there and then. Twice I even saw them hauling back shiny pebbles and bits of moonfall silver. Maybe that's the tax they owe the Tsar. Folks say that back in the days of the master thief Reed Miller, the governor sent by Snezhnaya used to collect taxes just like that from the people of Nashatown. Yeah, I bet that's what's happening here is something along those lines. That said, I'm starting to think the crab Tsar isn't all that interested in an endless stream of lacquerberries and fish. Just yesterday afternoon, I saw it emerge from its hole for a moment. It moved so slowly, like every step weighed a mountain, and the pebbles on the ground shook with each step it took. Then this tiny crab came scuttling over, dragging the saddest little fish you ever saw right up to its feet. The Tsar just lowered its head, gave it a glance, and casually waved one of its massive pincers. The poor panicky little crab immediately dropped that fish, then scurried straight back into the sand. The Tsar didn't eat the fish. It just nudged the fish aside with a smaller claw, then lay still, staring out toward the sea. Or at least, that's what it looked like to me. I'm telling you, being a king must be lonely. All the other crabs are scared of him. It may have a fortress and maybe even a crown, but it has no friends he can reach out to with his claws. Not like the tassel jelly can with its tentacles. Oh, that's what those are called. Semyon says jellyfish communicate that way, so I guess crabs must use their claws for something like that. I really do wonder where it found that enormous shell. Was there a king even bigger than the Tsar who lived there before? And if he keeps growing, will he move into an even grander palace next? I almost thought about bringing it some ripe lacquerberries to get a closer look. But maybe not. A master thief has no business getting too close to royalty. That kind of curiosity only leads to trouble. Ah, may the moonlight shine upon your path ahead. Are you two here to pray to Lady Kutaha as well? Prayer? You mean in front of this statue? Huh, it really is huge. Beautiful, isn't it? This idol of the new moon was reportedly carved by a moon chanter from 500 years ago, depicting Lady Kutaha's original form. As for Lady Kutaha's birth and the miracles she performed in this sublunary sphere, I am but a humble acolyte, so I shall refrain from going into too many details with you both. In any case, this is the final destination of the pilgrimage route, where wishes are offered to Lady Kutar. Even if you didn't come here to pray, I hope you shall feel her blessings. Oh, Paimon understands now. Wait, this is the end? Then what's that superimposing pillar up ahead? That's not actually a pillar. Beneath it is the court of the First Edict, an ancient sanctuary that was sealed off 500 years ago by Moonchanter decree. In a sense, you could say it's forbidden ground for us Frostmoon Scions, and because of the Moonchanter seal, no one can enter anymore, so it's better not to get too close. And as for that huge edifice up there, it actually fell from the sky. By Lady Kutar's grace, none of the falling debris hurt anyone. Debris? Yes, when it came down, several fragments fell from it. One of them fell into the camp below. You two must have seen it on your way here, right? As for the other, slightly larger fragments, I remember that they mostly fell to the west. In any case, it was surely Lady Kutar's guidance that brought you both here. Even if you did not come to pray, may the moonlight bless your path ahead. Will Lady Kutar like these statues? Ah, may the moonlight shine upon your path ahead. Are you here to pray to Lady Kutar too? About the fragments you mentioned before. Huh? Why are you interested in those? Let me think. One of them should have fallen on the shore to the southwest. About those small statues. Winters in Nordcry are cold and long, and there is often little to do. During this time, people will take what materials they have and carve statues of Lady Kutar or of the relics and legends that surround her. Over time, this practice has become a tradition. Each statue is a symbol of its carver's desires. Some wish for peace, others fertility, and some people just think they look good. 25, 26. What are you counting? Shh, keep it down. Forget it. Not like I was going to catch anything anyway. Come on, kid, isn't it obvious? I'm timing my cast. What, did you think I was waving this rod around to cast spells or something? Well, you are a member of the Frostmoon Scion, so maybe it's not that far off base. You're giving me too much credit, young lady. I'm barely half a Frostmoon Scion. Not even an acolyte. Just a regular guy with no Kuvaki power to speak of. Anyway, this is the first time Paimon's seen someone time their fishing down to the second. Well, what matters is your fishing technique, not how long you stand on the shore. Old Ilmari never got that. No wonder he never caught anything. So I take it you two must be treasure hunters? No, we're adventurers, but we do take on work. Do you need something? Pretty much. As long as you're up for getting paid to do a job, who you are is all the same to me. I've got something you could help with, if you've got time. You see, I'm the best angler on Hisi Island by a long shot. No one, not even successive generations of Moonchanters, could surpass me in fishing. Really? That's amazing. Wait, that doesn't mean anything. Fishing isn't even part of a Moonchanter's job. Damn. Still, even with all this skill, I haven't caught a single fish lately. Makes no sense, right? Maybe you're just shit. So obviously, the problem isn't with me. Typical man. But with the environment. Just as it is with the cursed eye of Krati, there must be something underwater affecting the fish. Seems like quite the leap in logic. Anyway, I was hoping you two could check the nearby waters, see what's scaring the fish off. Don't worry, you'll be properly compensated for your efforts. Well, since there's a reward involved, we'll take a look around. But no promises we'll actually find anything weird, okay? Please check the area and see what's scaring the fish off. Ah, cute. Place the fragments on the stone. I don't know where I'm supposed to be taking this. It said place it on the stone, but I don't... Oh. That, okay. Alright, that should do it. Paimon still doesn't see any fish. Could there be something else underwater around here? Harley, let's take a look around. Oh. Housed. Okay, this guy.
Accelerating.
Hey, did you see that? I don't even know what happened. One moment, I was looking away, and the next thing I knew, that big rock just flew off. You explained what happened earlier. Oh my, I have no idea what any of that means, but if you can pull off something that amazing, you must have the Moon Maiden's favor. Oh, the Moon Goddess protects. She protects indeed. Now I can fish here to my heart's content. As long as that annoying bard doesn't bring his pet over or, goddess forbid, start singing. As promised, here's your payment. Although I haven't caught any fish lately, I've reeled in all kinds of other stuff, some of which should be worth quite a bit. Not that more is much use around Hisi Island anyway, so it's all yours. Thanks for your help. Now it's time to fish in peace. Huh? What's that over there? Huh? Cracker 3, you're back already? That's weird. You didn't collect the fragment, so why are you here so soon? Hello? I'm sorry. Please let me explain. There's a really good reason I'm dressed like this. It's not heresy or anything, I swear. Paimon hasn't even said anything yet. Huh? Oh, you're just an adventurer from the outside. By the Moon Goddess's silken locks, I thought you were... Wait a sec. Why are you dressed like that? And acting like it's totally normal to boot. Should I be wearing that green uniform from the Adventurers Guild instead? Wait, you must be... You're the one the Moon Maiden holds dear. Talented beyond belief and totally unfazed, even with all this Kuvaki turbulence. About that. Well, Paimon thinks we can just skip over the details. But seriously, why are you dressed like that? What are you doing here? And what even is Kuvaki turbulence? Pardon my rudeness. I am she who serveth the Frost Moon, born of the tides, and bearer of the High Priestess's mantle beneath the moon's silver gaze. In this sublunary sphere, why do I keep saying sphere? In the sublunary sphere, I am known as Vanadska. But you two can just call me Verna. I am currently on a very secret mission to restore balance to the Kuvaki here. So if I may, how should I address you both? In this sublunary sphere, I am known as Harley. Copying the way she talks? Really? Fine. In this sublunary sphere, Paimon is Paimon. Ugh, that was super embarrassing. And wait, you mentioned you're on a secret mission? It's not very secret if you just tell us immediately, is it? And calling yourself a high priestess while dressed like that? You ain't fooling anyone, miss. Well, you can't judge a book by the cover it wears, yes? We too have had scammers parading around Nasha Town in Frost Moon robes they clearly found somewhere. Oh, I know. A demonstration of our ancestors' blessings should convince you of my identity. Bear witness. Hi-ya! Harley? Seems to Paimon like we bore witness to a whole lot of nothing. Oops. I forgot this outfit wards off Kuvaki. Hang on. I'll take it off and try again. Oh, but with the turbulence afoot, I might get a little nosebleed without my suit. Well, since it won't take long, I guess I'll be fine. Okay, first I'll undo this strap here. Wait. No need to go that far. We believe you. Just keep the suit on. Great. Does that mean you two would be willing to help me with my mission? Harley, did Paimon pass out for a minute or 10? Why is she suddenly asking us about some promise we've never heard about? She's gotta be a fake. Paimon's sure of it. Wait, she didn't say anything about a promise. Huh? I told you I'm not faking. Ugh, forget it. Let's put my identity aside for now. Like they say, small slips sink big ships. If we leave the Kuvaki turbulence alone, we'll have a catastrophe on our hands before long. I think they must have changed the dialogue at some point because she said there was no mention of a promise. I see. Looks like we can't just walk away from this. I knew I had a good eye. I knew trusting the Moon Maiden to bless me with saviors such as yourselves was a good idea. Alright, fine. We're adventurers, and we don't say no to folks in need, even if you seem a bit unreliable. But even Paimon can tell something's definitely off here. Maybe we can help. Excuse me? I'll have you know I'm the most reliable priestess there is. And you two seem even more reliable, so I'll share this super duper reliable, foolproof plan with you. Let's cut to the chase. Those two rotating boulders are the cause of this Kuvaki turbulence. Ever since the time of the first moon chanter, Lady Isla, the Kuvaki and Thunderclap Reef has always been unstable, but things have gotten worse since those two large rocks fell from the sky. As the scripture says, O Moon Maiden, even the immutable laws set by the dread sovereign of the firmament shall bend to your song. Dread sovereign of the firmament's got to be the heavenly principles, right? And even the tides of time and heaven's signs will... Yeah, even the laws set by the heavenly principles basically pale in comparison to the moon power. Well, what was the next line again? Oh, well, I'm sure you get the idea. Paimon gets the idea that you're super unreliable. Oh, come on. Forgetting one little verse in a prayer doesn't make me a bad priestess. Besides, we're not counting on prayers to fix this. We're using science. Based on my calculations, those two stones are filled with powerful Kuvaki energies, which is why the balance here is particularly messed up. The solution's simple. We're going to fight fire with fire. If we use other Kuvaki charge fragments and hit those boulders at precise angles, we'll be able to counteract the disruption and calm the turbulent Kuvaki down. An exquisite plan, truly. Right? See, this is why the Moon Maiden favours you, Harley. You've got a sharp eye for genius. Paimon doesn't really get all this calculating and analysing, but Paimon's not sure she can trust anything you say, Vanna. Well, we won't know unless we try. But there's a problem. Cracker 5 and Cracker 7, who went looking for stone fragments, still haven't come back. 5 and 7? Now that you say that, Paimon does remember you mentioning a Cracker 3, was it? That's right, Cracker 5 and Cracker 7 are its successor models. These little fellows are amazing helpers. If only the original Cracker 1 was still around. Well, that's a long story for another time. I wish I could go find them myself, but my nose started bleeding like crazy after I took a few steps in. And that's where we need to step in, right? Oh my, Paimon, you're just as warm and kind as you look. Thank you so much for volunteering to help me. Paimon's not doing this just for you. This is for everyone's sake. Wait, why'd Paimon say something like that? In any case, everything will be okay as long as we help find Cracker 5 and 7 and those stone fragments, right? There's something weird going on with Paimon. Yes, and once you've collected the stone fragments, just toss them up onto those two large stones. That's the beauty of a proper scientific solution. It works no matter who tries it. Alright, my ever-reliable Harley and Paimon, I'll be counting on you. Ah, found it! Wait, is this Cracker 3 or 5? Ugh, whatever, it's already got the fragment. It's like a cat that's crawled into a jar and can't get out. Harley, let's send them back. Ooh. Nothing's happening. Do we still need more fragments? Oh, the rebels here seem to be pointing that direction. Have they detected something? Oh. It looks like the way's blocked by that rock over what? By that rock over there. Oh my god. Move. Is this the way to go? Oh. We're all hanging out here. Oh, cool. I was wondering if they were kind of like steps, but I wasn't sure what would be the purpose. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Nice. Oops. What? I'll combine. I didn't get that trigger. Eee. Oh, same deal over here. It's got the fragment, but now it's stuck. What's Vanna thinking when she set them all up? Forget it, Harley. Let's just send them back.
Treasure.
What should we do? Doesn't look like we can leave through here. Wait, Paimon sees some light over there. Maybe there's another way around? We finally made it out. Ugh, Paimon didn't expect that collapse. That was so scary. Good thing we managed to find another exit. But with all that noise just now, Vanna must have heard it too, right? Paimon had better hurry back and bring her here before she tries to dig into the cave. She might get herself trapped. Taking advantage of her ability to fly, she goes onto the other side of the mountain, explaining to her what happened. Huh? It collapsed? Oh no, how did this happen? Harley and Paimon, are you both alright? You mean you didn't hear that huge noise just now? It's a little late to say are you alright, isn't it? We're standing here, aren't we? Sorry, I was busy calibrating Cracker 3, so I wasn't paying attention. Indeed, you have proven exceptionally trustworthy, Harley. More so than even myself as a priestess. Had I encountered such circumstances, I fear I would have been at a complete loss. Alright, let's see what you've been up to, little crackers. Well, aren't you a right troublemaker? You found the pieces, but didn't come back on time, so Harley and Paimon had to turn this place upside down just looking for you. Well, they found the pieces, but got stuck on their way back. Don't you think you might have messed the settings up somewhere, Verna? Certainly not. I'm a direct apprentice to the famous Papa Wrench, and the finest mechanic on Hisi Island. Oh, interesting. They really are all interconnected, huh? There's no way I'd mess up a simple recall function. Nope, definitely not. I don't think Paimon didn't hear you hesitate. And let's face it, bad recall function or not, they didn't return, and that's a fact. Oh, but they have returned. You two reliable souls did bring them back, didn't you? Now all we have to do is toss this fragment up like you did previously, and everything should go off without a hitch. You're seriously sidestepping the issue here. As the sacred prayer goes, O great father of Genesis, forger of the tripled moons. Ah, Nibelung, let your wrath right that askew throne, that the fair one may become thy... what comes next? Forget the chant. Scientifically speaking, no matter the problem, a few good whacks will do the trick. Percussive maintenance, go! Right, are we sure this won't go horribly wrong? Yeah, you can't phrase this in a way that doesn't sound risky. Rest assured, I've been I've been thoroughly researching this for a long time, and can vouch that it is a very reliable plan. And we did test it once just now, didn't we? Guess we've got no choice but to try at this point. Okay. What's going on now? The Kuvaki feels even more unstable than before. Yeah, it's like the blue kind now instead of the red kind. Is this all part of the plan? No need to panic. This is just a minor technical issue. Nothing to worry about. We've successfully adjusted the Kuvaki from a chaotic state to a reversed chaotic state. I cannot speak today. Now we just need to nudge it back to normal. Think about it this way. If things have already gone from bad to incomprehensible, there's no room left for it to get any worse, right? Your explanation is what's incomprehensible. How can you stay so calm when everything's falling apart? Because panicking won't help. Staying calm lets us think clearly and find a way out of this mess. I'm sorry. I lied. I'm totally freaking out. I'm just trying to look like I'm not. Harley, Paimon, what in the moon's name are we supposed to do? So you're just gonna dump the problem on us now? Hey, if you're really a priestess of the Frost Moon Scions, don't you have some kind of prayer or spell that can stop the storm? You say it like such things exist. Ugh, that's why we placed our trust in science. Yes, we've still got science, don't we? Now, let me check. Aha! Just as I suspected. Cracker 3's readings suggest a source of faint Kuvaki traces nearby, almost identical to that of the other fragments. If the first two fragments tipped the Kuvaki into a reversed chaotic state, then the third one should be able to bring it to a state of minimized turbulence. Yeah, that has to be it. Ha! So it was just a miscalculation after all. I knew the plan itself was absolutely foolproof. Harley, Paimon, this way. Looks like we don't have any other leads. Might as well follow Vanna. Come on, Harley. Eureka! See? I told you to trust in the power of science. Oh, this girl again. You arrive at last, hero of Elysium. Whoa, there's someone else here too? Hold on, this one seems familiar. If Paimon's memory serves, she gave us directions last time, when we ran into that giant crab. But now she's shown up again. Hey, who are you really? I am the dawn's first breath upon the world's weary brow, the final draught of nectar drawn from a bitter well. I am mother to all and daughter to all. Is that a prayer? Eh? Let me think. That does sound like part of a rite. But it's a verse only a moon chanter is allowed to recite. Oh, is this the first moon chanter? A true priestess would never get the sequence of their prayers wrong. Another fraud in a borrowed robe. I've seen plenty of your kind. She got her prayers wrong. Last time it was a woman called Hidimbi. She too dressed the part, played the role, and fooled quite a few. But tough luck for you, imposter. You've got a real priestess right here, and I can see through your disguise. Do the mask's carvings determine the actor's worth? What matters is that she sits in that seat, and thus she plays the role. In this sublunary sphere, are we not all masked? It is merely that some veils can be seen, and others not. Whoa, that sounds profound. If nothing else, she sounds more priestessy than you, Vanna. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? It's okay, Vanna, even if you're an imposter, sus. Excuse you, I'm not the imposter, she is. Ugh, you outsiders are so easily tricked. Ignore the sweet words and look past the surface for once, why don't you? Ugh, never mind. According to my calculations, you're the one who hid the fragment we came to find. Isn't that right? That's no trinket for common hands. Hand it over, or I'll use the moon goddess's favor to give your head a very enthusiastic blessing. Are you a priestess or a thug, Werner? What, you want me to bow, kiss the forehead of this scammer, and sing her a dainty hymn while we're at it? Now's not the time for etiquette. Your desires unfurl before me like threads, and I have traced their destined weave. But this is no place for us to speak. Walk with me, and I shall lay bare the tapestry. Oh, okay. We meet again, hero of Elysium. Get it right. It's heroes plural. Now hand over the fragment, imposter. Pretty please. Is what you seek not right before your eyes? I knew you wouldn't give it up without a fight. Guess I'll just have to give you that blessing to the head. Wait, what did you just say? You're just giving it to us. Then why have us come all this way in the first place? Because this is where it must happen. Fate demands it. I have waited too long, endured too much, all for this moment, all for the birth of a god. But it matters not. Soon it will end, and the newborn god will drape the world in true joy. What are you even talking about? Fire. I have glimpsed it in the mirror of stars. There is no place for her in a world where the god has now been born. Kutar? First off, it's Verna, not Vaya. Don't you know it's rude to... Wait, you weren't talking about me, were you? Indeed. So then, do what must be done. The ending you seek awaits. Wait. We're not here to hurt you or anything. You're just so vague and cryptic all the time. It's getting on Paimon's nerves. And what's with the Kuvaki turbulence around here? Why is that fragment in your hands? This ending we seek would sure be nice with an explanation of, well, anything. Patience. Once all comes to an end, we will meet again. Eh? You seek answers, do you not? When the moment comes, the path ahead will open. Well then, I shall await you at the court of the first edict. Huh? But isn't the court of the first edict already... O nightingale, who soars above pale ridges and frozen plains, have you heard the songs of evening prayer, my dearest nightingale? Hey, stop right there! Whoa, Harley, watch out! Looks like something's woken up. Great. Frost Moon Scion.
For the everlasting forest. Things are about to get dicey. Gotcha. Busted.
Mind the wind.
This is unbelievable. Who does this fraud think she is? The nerve of her, taking control of a sacred Frost Knight Scion and turning it against us. Is she really taking control of it, I wonder? Yeah, Paimon thinks there's a good chance that it was the lightning strikes from earlier that woke the Frost Knight Scion up. Well, then that too must have been her doing. If she can wield Kuvaki and know our prayers inside and out, pulling off something like that would be a piece of cake. She's so mistrustful of her. Anyway, first things first. Let's gather the remaining Kuhenki on the island, extract the last fragment from the moon mirror, and stabilize the disturbance once and for all. Okay. It's happy now. Lots of primos. I see. Okay. We just moved the stone statues in the mirror and gathered them together. We should be able to grab that fragment, right? Wait. Okay. Hi, Clever. Enjoy your luck. Nice.
Nice one. You got a knack for tracking these down.
Okay. Oh yeah. Whoop. Back they go. See? All according to plan. The Kuvaki turbulence has been neutralized. That was nothing like your original plan. With all the accidents along the way, Paimon can't tell if you're optimistic or just shameless. I'll take that as a compliment. After all, being pessimistic and risk-averse won't get us through situations like this. Okay, fair enough. But Paimon can't help but wonder, why are you out here all on your own? Shouldn't the other Scions be helping out in some way? Well, since you've helped me get this far, I suppose I should come clean. This island is, in a way, considered a forbidden place to us Frostmoon Scions, and I may have committed an even greater sin. Forbidden? But we were able to just walk in. In our territories, that's not so uncommon. What truly holds people back isn't the walls they see, but the ones they've built within their hearts. Since when did you get so philosophical? Hey wait, don't dodge the question. Seriously though, I wanted to try solving the problem using robots. You probably know this already, but most of us Frostmoon Scions aren't exactly big fans of tech. I thought if my plan went well this time, maybe I could finally convince those block-headed... well, I mean, those very steady, if rather conservative, higher-ups to reconsider their stance. Hold on, I can say that, can't I? Technically, the robots were part of our operation, and since we succeeded, they clearly played their part in our success, right? Even though the part they played wasn't constructive. Maybe I'll gloss over that part when I explain it later. Still, that probably wouldn't work, would it? But hey, if not this time, then there's always next time. I'll keep pushing forward, and one day these little fellas will make a big difference. I believe they will. Okay, but before we talk about the future, those two big rocks, they flew off in that direction, right? They did, and if we go that way, we'll end up at the court of the First Edict. The court of the First Edict? Wait, isn't that where that strange lady, you know, the one who seemed even more priestessy than you do, Varna, said she was headed? You're breaking my heart, Paimon. Even now, you still think that suspicious lady's priestess act is more convincing than I am. Anyway, I'm sure she was just bluffing. Because, well, the court of the First Edict was sealed off 500 years ago. That place used to be one of our sacred sites. 500 years ago, Lady Isla, the moon chanter who witnessed the birth of the Moon Maiden, personally sealed it shut. Forget some outsider con artist. Even after generations of moon chanters, no one has ever broken the seal Lady Isla placed. It's not for a lack of trying, just that no one's ever succeeded. But that leaves us with no clues at all. How are we supposed to track her down now? Don't worry, I've already come up with another brilliant plan. Although, it might need just a tiny bit of prep. Just a little. Probably. Okay, I'll go clean up the robots first. Thanks for all the help, Harley and Paimon. O fair frost moon, weave for me a gentle hymn, and bless the nightingale-hearted wayfarers. For ye have stolen the fell curse of the north wind, and the silver spire that sought to pierce the firmament shall no longer... Well, I never did memorize Lady Isla's prayers properly. Anyway, thank you, and may we meet again. Oh, it's Harley and Paimon. Nice to see you again. Miss Priestess, have we met somewhere before? You don't seem that familiar to Paimon. Hey, it's me! Seriously, we met not long ago. Can't you recognize me by my voice? Oh yeah, it's you. You're the one from back when... wait, who are you exactly? This is starting to sound like some kind of weird scam. Aw, my adorable little Paimon didn't even recognize me. That really stings. But I'll let it slide. After all, you did call me Miss Priestess. I guess it's fair, since I never took off my helmet back at Thunderclap Reef. Wait, hang on. Don't tell Paimon. You're Verna? You're really, actually a priestess from the Frostmoon Scions. Excuse you? That's a weird way to say hello. Seriously, you won't find a priestess more reliable than me anywhere else. There was never any reason to doubt me in the first place. Anyway, this must be the Moon Maiden's guidance at work. How else could I be so fortunate as to run into you both at a time like this? I have a bad feeling about this. Now, bad feelings have no place in the moon goddess's guidance. Since we're all here, this must surely be a good omen. No, a great omen. Anyway, let's forget about all that. Harley, Paimon, you remember what that imposter said before, right? You mean that priestess-looking lady who seemed more legit than you? She said she'd be waiting at the court of the first edict, or something like that. That more legit than you bit was totally uncalled for. But since you got such a good memory, Paimon, and since you're both going to help me out later, I'll let it slide.
I think that's the first Moonchanter, that girl.
Hey, Paimon hasn't agreed to help you out yet. Why is it that every time we talk to you, we end up second-guessing reality?
Gaslighting.
Don't sweat the details. More importantly, I've already come up with a flawless, super ultra reliable plan. We'll catch that imposter in no time. Think about it. She said she'd be waiting in the sealed off sanctum no one can even get into, right? So obviously, she wants us to get curious and break the seal, letting her sneak in and snatch whatever treasure's inside. And my super foolproof plan is to turn the tables on her. Once we open the gates of the sanctum, she'll definitely show up, and that's when we'll catch her. Pretty solid plan, right? I'd say it'd hold up just fine against those top-notch detectives from Papa Wrench's books. Seriously? That sounds even crazier than the plan you had at Thunderclap Reef. You just told us no one's been able to unseal the court of the first edict for centuries. Only because they didn't have me, along with the super reliable tag team combination that is the two of you. After we parted ways, I've been thinking, since the court of the first edict was sealed by Kuvaki, maybe we can disrupt it the same way we did at Thunderclap Reef. And so, ta-da! See? I had my little crackers look for more of those special fragments, and I pieced them all together. And the moment I managed to distract Eveliina, bam! You two showed up. Tell me we're not fated to reunite. Fated? More like fatal. Are you sure this won't mess up the weather on Hisi Island, like it did back at Thunderclap Reef? No worries. This time I'll be in full control of the Kuvaki. And besides, everything turned out just fine back at the reef, didn't it? Now then, Harley, Paimon, prepare to witness the miracle of science. Wait, if someone's got to throw it, let us do it. If we leave it to you, this already sketchy plan's bound to get even sketchier. Oh. Come on, I told you there's nothing to worry about. See, this is the power of science. Hooray, the power of Hey, wait a second. You almost had Paimon fooled. This has nothing to do with science. It was just Harley tossing the fragments up there. Well, since the super reliable Harley is also someone who believes in science, I guess that explanation works too. Alright, since the Moon Maiden has spun a silvery path for us, what awaits beyond the threshold must be... wait, how did the rest of it go again? Anyway, since the moon lane has appeared, it means our plan is working fine. All we need to do is follow it. This is the guidance of the moon goddess. Yep. Are you sure? Paimon thinks there's a good chance this path doesn't lead to our destination, but rather somewhere higher up. Come on, Paimon, come on. You've got a super reliable priestess and a super reliable adventurer on your side. What's there to worry about? We'd better get moving before the other priestesses show up. I mean, while the moon goddess is still showing us the way. Onward and upward. Whoa. I like how I manually climbed up here earlier. Whoa. Verna, where are we? This doesn't really look like a sanctum. Yeah, it really doesn't. I mean, that's not important. Don't worry. This place has things that resemble moon lanes. So that means the Moon Maiden is still guiding us. Probably. Let us follow the path illuminated by the moonlight, and leave the rest to the will of the moon. That actually sounded pretty priestessy coming from you, Verna. Wait, no. Isn't that just a fancy way of saying, I don't know what to do, let's just leave it to fate? Paimon's so brutal. Hey, what do you mean pretty priestessy? Have you ever met a priestess who's anything less than super priestessy? You've got to have as much faith in the Moon Maiden's guidance as you do in the power of science. Besides, it's not like we found any other way down. This is such an interesting landscape. Engraving waking up. Identity check starting. Mode matching activated. This reminds me of the dragon speak with the phlogiston. Feels like we've been walking in circles for a while now. Ah, I see. It all makes sense now. Harley, did you notice those pillars? If we can somehow slide them onto the tracks, we should be able to break the seal. Paimon doesn't get the connection. Unknown life size detected. Calibrating fuzzy predictive control unit. No shadow corruption detected. No traces genetic components. Fate energy echo registered. Match with known Dragon Lord of Frame parameters. Flame even. I cut off what she said before. Whoops. Maximum likelihood estimation. Conclusion authorization granted. Defense systems deactivated. Primary energy source not connected. Please manually lift the seal. I guess it's no fucking coincidence that it's like not that far from Uchkanatlan. Like, yeah, there's a big sea in the way, but like... Seal lifted. Welcome, Master of Flame and Wisdom, Your Majesty Shwikothel. Yeah. Just like I predicted. See, as long as we follow the guidance of the Moon Goddess, everything will fall right into place. Well, if you say so. But are we really sure it's a good idea to open up a place that's been sealed for centuries? Oh, it will be totally fine. You've got the most trustworthy priestess of the Frost Moon Scions right here. There's absolutely nothing to worry about. Crowdo, did you see where those suspicious intruders were headed? They took off toward the court of the First Edict. Not many places to hide around here, after all. You two, check on the seal. I'll inform the Lady Moonchanter. Let's see them try getting away. Causing trouble in the sacred lands of the Frost Moon? They've got a death wish. The only way they're getting out of this in one piece is if they're somehow the Lady Kutar herself. Verna? Still want to tell us there's absolutely nothing to worry about? Yep, that's right. There's absolutely nothing to worry about. Now that the seal's been opened, all we have to do is set a trap and wait for that imposter to walk right into our hands. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. There's absolutely everything to worry about. I should have never messed with the seal. What do we do now? Help me, Harley, please. Yelling for help like a crybaby doesn't mean someone's magically gonna save your butt. Exactly. Well, since the seal's already broken, we might as well head in and take a look. But Verna, you better remember to say sorry to everyone in the Frost Moon Scions when we're done here. Something about this place feels off compared to what Paimon imagined a sanctum would be. it doesn't feel all that sacred. It smells kind of funny instead. Well, it has been sealed for 500 years, you know. Scientifically speaking, rusted metal giving off a blood-like smell isn't too surprising. By the way, the hymns say that before Lady Isla sealed it, this was where all the Frost Moon followers held their ceremonies. So it's super sacred, really. Calling it super sacred just makes it sound less sacred by the minute. Oh, come on, don't get hung up on the wording. Look over there. That's the verdant crest. Legend says it's the sacred tree that witnessed the birth of the Moon Maiden. And that pool over there? If I'm guessing right, that should be the ever-flowing white spring, blessed by Lady Isla herself. Do you really have to guess? Also, are you sure you didn't just make those names up? Hey, I might be a fairly reliable priestess, but even I've never seen these sacred relics from 500 years ago with my own eyes. Nor did I ever think I'd get to see something this historically significant. I'm so lucky. All thanks to you, Harley and Paimon. Let's stay here for a bit. Yes, no problem. I'll do whatever you say, Harley. Just standing in place does feel like a waste, though. Since we're here, why not take a quick walk around? There's something beneath the water. Is that a sword? Huh? Why would there be a sword here? Wait, hold on. Could this be the ritual sword forged from Hyperborean moonlight that Lady Isla supposedly left behind? The blade that was used to offer up the very first drop of blood under the new moon. Whoa! It's a kuhenki. Does it want us to follow it? Lies of the Faithless. Oh, interesting. The Lies of the Faithless thing makes me very sus about the legends that have been passed down in the Frost Moon Scions. And why this was actually sealed. Pretty. I knew it! I knew she was the first Moonchanter. Ah, you're here. Wait, that will get the altar dirty. Eek! When the heck did you get in here? We were the ones who opened the seal first, right? Good thing the treasure chest is still here. Yeah, you're right. Wait, now's not the time for that. So, just who are you, Miss Priestessy looking priestess? If I may, I suspect she's more of a what than a who by now. Don't say creepy stuff like that all of a sudden. Are you saying she's a... No, that's not what I meant. There's no such thing as ghosts. At least, I think so. But she seems more like a lingering image left behind by the moon goddess's blessing. And it's been left inside the court of the First Edict. Maybe this might be the first Moonchanter herself, Lady Isla. Doesn't sound very, scientific. Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. But if this is truly Lady Isla, then it wouldn't be surprising for her power to be unscientifically potent. Oh my days. Not the oh my days! I can't believe I kept calling the Lady Isla an imposter. Thank the moon goddess she can't hear me anymore. And that explains why her words were always so hard to understand. There. That should do it. Miss Power, is the Lady Isla before us really just a lingering image? What did you do, Miss Isla? Where did that voice just come from? Maybe it got recorded along with the first Moonchanter's image? I mean, even the moon goddess's blessing couldn't be precise enough to capture just one person's voice, right? There's no need to be so tense. That woman who shares my bloodline surely showed you a few of these lowbrow tricks before, This is merely a blessing that records awareness, so that the brave warrior over there can hear our words. Paimon's not dreaming, is she? Paimon swears she just looked right at us. Come on, Paimon, you're most definitely dreaming. What we're seeing now was recorded 500 years ago. There's no way she could actually see us. Over there? But I don't see anyone. Ah, never mind. I probably wouldn't understand even if you explained it to me. And whatever tangled past lies between you and her, I'm in no position to judge. Regardless, thank you for your help, Miss Isla. Lavia should have known better. The wounds left in the wake of the atrocities that old witch inflicted upon you both run deep. Of course, the scars fester with resentment. What surprises me is that she trusted you so deeply. Verna? Who's this Lavia they mentioned? Paimon feels like she's heard that name before. She was the leader of Frostmoon Scions 500 years ago, but she was stricken from memory for the sin of blasphemy. Normally, only senior and super reliable priestesses like me would even know about her. If even someone like you knows about her, then it can't be that much of a secret, can it? Hey, rude. What do you mean someone like me? But seriously, her identity should be top secret. Ordinary followers and folks from the outside aren't supposed to have even heard that name. Resentment? For what? Everything you and I went through was always meant to be. There is no past or future, because the past is the future. The cycles. Your gaze is upon me now, but all you can see is this one fleeting moment. Thanks to Lavia's blessing, the blessing of our ancestors, I can see every moment. Oh, like Istaroth. Your arrival, Lavia's end, all threads of a tapestry too vast for me to tell, and yet how it thrills me. She trusted me because I heeded her every word, and when the lady of the underworld guided my hand to sever her thread, even then she should have rejoiced. Oh, Renova. As for you, you'll be leaving this place soon, won't you, Mr. Solove? My role here is finished. The believers outside already hail you as their new prophet. And at last, you no longer need to endure the suffering imposed on you. I still have things I must do. I need to uncover that mad monk's true intentions. For my fallen friend and the people of this land, he must pay for what he has done. With Lavia's years of secret correspondence with him as evidence, tracing his steps should be much easier. Once again, thank you for your help, Miss Isla. Ah, so you still don't know a thing. But that's all right. You will, soon enough. I'll take that as an encouragement. To me, it's already happened. Twice shall that serpent fall, first strangled by the flesh of the faithless, then shrinking away before the light you and I ignite together. But you shan't be the one to cut off its thread, because that fate does not belong to you. I don't believe in fate. I'll just do what I can. Then do what you can. Before the lanterns are lit, I will be here waiting, for you are the hero meant to protect Elysium. And you, forgive me for drawing you here this way. Your thread simply would not catch in the loom of the sublunary sphere, so I had to guide you with those stones. Fitting, for they are just as out of place in this world as you are. Huh? Verna, what's going on? Are you still sure she isn't talking to us? Well, not anymore. Those stones we saw earlier only fell recently. How could Lady Isla have known about them 500 years ago? By way of apology, I left the last sword forged by the Apostle of the Golden City using moonlight in the ever-flowing White Spring. After centuries, any bloodstains on its blade should have been washed away. Please accept this humble gift. Though your fate remains unclear to me, I choose to believe you are the hero of this sublunary sphere, the one destined to fell the undying serpent on our behalf. This will probably be the last time we meet. If you follow the light and find those who share my bloodline, then you will come to understand my words. Are you talking to someone? It's nothing. Now, please don't let me keep you any longer, Mr. Solovey. I must begin sealing this place at once. I hold no resentment toward Livia, but our children must not be stained by her sins. That's why the evil and corruption she wrought must be buried. I will seal them all here. This, too, is a part of our preparation for the birth of a god. We are all tainted by sin. How could we ever hope to behold the moonlight in its purest form?
So Isla basically, forced Columbina to be born, I guess?
She vanished. So, just like back at Thunderclap Reef, it was Lady Isla who guided us to break the Sanctum seal. Also, you could retrieve the sword she left behind, Harley. But Paimon still doesn't get it. Why would Isla give us her sword? And what's this undying serpent stuff all about? We're not going to have to fight some giant snake next, are we? Anyway, Harley, let's retrieve that sword first. Right, if someone as reliable as Lady Isla said it, there must be a reason. Maybe it'll all start to click once we get that sword. Ancient volume. According to the teachings left by the Apostle of the Golden City, all matters must be governed by reason alone, untainted by sentiment, for mortal tongues cannot articulate the sacred mysteries, and frail emotion will only profane the words of the ancestors. In service of a pure and exalted ideal, for the future of the scions of the far north, these actions are as justified as they are necessary. This decree has been approved by Livia, humble handmaiden of the Frost Moon, and the blank Archpriestess since the fall of Hyperborea, Decree 963. Alternative plan for the Sacred Heir's selection. All of the content that follows has been erased and cannot be read. In accordance with the teachings of the Apostle of the Golden City, all matters concerning craftsmanship and secret rites must be recorded without the taint of personal sentiment, for mortal tongues cannot articulate the sacred mysteries, and frail emotion would only profane the words of our ancestors. Do not seek to understand what lies beyond mortal intellect. Simply recite the ancient prayers with a sincere heart, so that the purity of the blessings may endure. This decree was issued by Saradne, humble handmaiden of the Frost Moon, and 13th Archpriestess since the fall of Hyperborea. It is not to be defied. In the name of the Mistress of the Frost Moon, the ancient laws, once obscure and difficult to understand, are now set forth in clear and concise terms, lest the faithful falter or be led astray. Decree 3. Elysium and the prophecy of the sacred heir. Let the children of Hyperborea guard their sacred bloodline from defilement, for the heir of Elysium is destined to one day arrive. It is hereby forbidden to marry one's closest kin. Oh, these are the 10 Commandments. That is to say, no union shall be permitted between blood relatives. It is forbidden to enter into marriage with someone from a clan that has committed blasphemy. It is forbidden to enter into marriage with someone from a clan that has taken the life of an innocent. It is forbidden to enter into marriage with someone from a clan that has broken its oath. It is forbidden to enter into marriage with someone from a clan that does not bear an antlered crown. It is forbidden to enter into marriage with someone from a clan that has committed parricide, the killing of a parent or other near relative, okay. It is forbidden to enter into marriage with any person disturbed of mind. It is forbidden to enter into marriage with the descendants of the Fae. Oh my god, there is a lot of rules for this. Is anyone getting married? It is forbidden to enter into marriage with a person not of the faith. It is forbidden to enter into marriage with an outlander. How are they managing to keep up with all of these, but also not marrying blood relatives? Like, how the fuck? Marriage is a most sacred act of virtue and must be kept pure. Therefore, let no unclean act stain our bloodline. Let no action be taken to incur the displeasure of the Mistress of the Frost Moon, and let no one betray their oaths. Whosoever enters into marriage must first obtain the permission and blessing of the Archpriestess, lest a curse befall their bloodline. Said curse shall plague their bloodline for 7 generations, and then for 7 more. Whosoever breaks this oath shall have their horns severed with a silver blade. They who have been marked shall thus shall be cast into the long, lightless night. Hear now the ancient prophecy. In the fullness of time, Elysium shall come, and with it, the sovereign ordained to rule over it shall also appear. The full 7-fold radiance of the high heavens shall fall at her feet, and the bones of the earth shall rise to follow her. For from her shall spring union with the world, and from her shall the first great cause be rebuilt. Let these words of wisdom find root in your heart, and neglect not the sanctity of your blessed bloodline. Decree 6. Offerings to the Sampo Mill. The children of Hyperborea shall guard the sacred treasure forged by the apostle of the Golden City at all costs. Let it be known that the relic that is the Sampo Mill is a sacred work, for its blessing yields unending gold, grain, and salt. Only the prophesied sacred heir shall have the power to rouse the mill, and thus bring forth an Elysium of eternal abundance for us all. According to the revelation of our ancestors, the mill shall be sealed within a holy sanctum to preserve it from taint and desecration until the appointed time, when the sacred heir is born at last. All followers below the rank of priestess shall not enter the holy sanctuary wherein the mill is sealed. Those who violate this precept shall have a curse befall their bloodline. Said curse shall plague their bloodline for 7 generations, and then for 7 more. Before sowing in spring, an offering of wheat, goat's milk, and salt must be made unto the Sampo Mill, lest famine befall you. At least 1 priestess shall be designated to chant prayers to the mill day and night, to ensure a bountiful harvest and enduring prosperity. Decree 10. Offering to the arrow of Terpicarounus. The children of Hyperborea shall revere the arrow of Terpicarounus without fail. Let it be known that this relic, forged of pure light, is a bow and arrow that can pierce the manifold darkness of the frozen night. This reminds me of the bow of light in Zelda. You shall mix the sacred oils in the following manner, prescribed by the rites of the ancestors. Take up a clean silver vessel, free from all dust and water, for defilement is the root of all corruption. Take the fat of a lamb, clear and pure, and warm it over a gentle fire. It must not be too hot or too cool. Do not bring it to a boil. Add sulfur, salt, sawdust, and wax in their proper order while stirring with great care. Stir until the substances inside the vessel are of one uniform color. The number for your counting shall be 7 hours. 6 you shall not count, neither count you 8, excepting that you should count to 7. 5 and 9 are right out. Then anoint your bow and arrows with the holy oil, and your arrows shall snuff out the pitch-black foe, shattering them like plates of silver. Oh my god, this is so long. A thick stack of papers, hidden by an unknown someone in a secret compartment inside the back cover. In accordance with the statutes laid down by Blank, all matters concerning Mechanikos and Tenekos, those are Greek names, shall be recorded objectively, concisely, and untainted by personal sentiment. Thus shall we guard against the distortion of truth via subjectivity, that the knowledge we possess may be transmitted with clarity to future generations, and serve the welfare of our people to the fullest possible extent. The contents of this document have been approved by Spargaperis of Hagsathralsa. All members of the order, beginning with the executive priests, shall commit its contents to memory and observe the prescribed procedures without deviation, until the reconstruction of civilization has reached 5/7 completion. For further details, consult Technicos Manual 330. What? So this is the unified civilization. It has to be, because it's all Greek. Where Hyperborea is from, right? I think. If these words have reached your eyes, let it be known that you have completed the foundational disciplines of Mechanikos or Technikos, and are hereby elevated to the rank of executive priest. Congratulations are in order. Regrettably, your newly acquired title is not a privilege, but a burden of duty, hardship, and silent suffering borne for this realm and the countless lives she shelters. You are destined to offer all of your youth and your life to preserve the last embers of civilization. Yet even with your final breath, you may never behold the frost moon's radiant light, nor see the dawn break once more upon our beautiful homeland. For the lights of the far north have been extinguished, and countless generations are condemned to cower in darkest night. No miracle has ever graced this tainted sublunary sphere, and tears have never delivered our kin from sorrow. Then what purpose, if any, it lies in all that you shall do from this moment hence? I suppose, then, it is for an ethereal dream, a dream of countless tomorrows, for an infinity of futures yet unborn. Only through our blood, our tears, and our toil shall our children be granted the chance to behold the glorious era and the lost Elysium we once knew. On that day, none shall weep for suffering, nor fear hunger or cold. All beings shall love one another as brothers and sisters, and all shall dwell in joy and peace. This shall be our final and greatest dream, that our kin shall no longer be mired in superstition and barbarism. For the hope once envisioned by gods and mortals alike, we must push forward. There is no path but through. Sear these words into your mind before you proceed to read the assessment records and operating procedures. Hold fast to our dream of tomorrow, and let not its light be dimmed by the dust of neglect. Spargaparis of Haxathralsa, acting Archpriestess of Hyperborea. Protocol 3. Interesting how it suddenly becomes, like, very mechanical. Final evaluation on bloodline selection and purification. Upon evaluation and confirmation by the acting Archpriestess and the senior executive Technikos Priestess, the Seed of Life project from the Hyperborea era, henceforth referred to as the Sacred Air Project, has been deemed to no longer be viable within the bounds of its original planned parameters. The priest who led the project, Vinda of Thrausa, that feels Indian, has passed beyond, and the essential Technikos processes and Mechanikos apparatuses required for its continuation were lost in the fall of Hyperborea. These include, but are not limited to, the process of blank cutting and modification, the process of blank creation and reconstruction, the blank and blank processes, which were of the Fae, the adaptive blank editing process. The aforementioned Technikos processes are at present irreproducible. After due deliberation, the following alternative protocol has been deemed acceptable. The purification of existing blank is to be performed through controlled artificial selection, using methods primitive and inefficient. The phenotypic stability of each generation shall be recorded. Then, from this data, the most suitable pairs for union shall be identified, and non-coercive means employed to persuade the parties to join in union. Oh, so kind of like arranged marriage, almost, in order to preserve the bloodline? Should persuasion fail to meet the criteria detailed in Technikos Manual 090, promptly proceed to the next priority match and continue in like fashion. To minimize risk of disease, the bloodline proximity index of all breeding pairs shall not exceed blank. Accordingly, no individuals shall be joined in union if they share common ancestry within 5 generations. This course of action is expected to yield outcomes approaching the original objective after blank successive generations of refinement and selection. Yeah, this is like almost like lab rats. At such time, the one prophesied, the newborn sacred heir, shall arise. Without the need for ritual implements, nor the forfeiture of their soul, this heir shall command the pure, unaltered elemental forces at will, and shall at last attain fusion with the world. Why does this kind of feel like
what Lauma is. Like, she has all, like, the rare, like, desired traits.
Note, in light of projected population growth and the limits of environmental carrying capacity, it is anticipated that the practice of widespread artificial breeding may be terminated after 7 generations. Thereafter, limited intermarriage with select outlanders may then be sanctioned. Details in Technicos Manual 1. Oh my god. I-1012. Furthermore, it is hereby affirmed that once the continuity of civilization has been assured, the descendants of the far north shall be granted the sovereign right to determine their own destinies. Protocol 6. The subatomic assembling mass energy patterning orb, sealed. The project of constructing the supremely advanced Mechanikos construct was personally overseen by Blank, and is not fully understood at this time. It was designed to reconstruct matter at the subatomic scale, or to transmute matter directly into stable energy, which would then be released in the form of Blank. Almost like reconstructing a world. Of all the known highest tier Mechanikos constructs dating to the time of Hyperborea, only the subatomic assembling mass energy patterning orb, hereafter referred to as the Sampo, has endured to the present age. Its structure remains largely intact, granting it immense symbolic significance. However, a formal evaluation by the acting Archpriestess and the senior executive Mechanikos Priestess, SEMP, has determined that the device, in its current state, is no longer functional. The collaborative control module connected to the device was lost during the fall of Hyperborea, and cannot be replicated with existing technologies. In the absence of this module, proper activation of the Sampo is impossible, and it is presumed that even a forced restart would fail to correctly reconfigure said device. Refer to Appendix for more details. After due deliberation, it is resolved that the device shall be sealed indefinitely, with no re-evaluation of its activation viability for a period of blank generations. All personnel without explicit authorization from the Archpriestess may not breach the seal. This will prevent unnecessary accidental damage to the device. Note, the senior executive Mechanikos Priestess, Aria Paetia of Masagatai has proposed a theoretically viable bypass protocol. Namely, the controlled input of blank realm energy or blank realm energy, referred to Mechanikos Manual D503 for the possibility of the latter, at a specific carrier frequency, which may circumvent the collaborative control module and forcibly initiate the Sampo. Upon formal evaluation, however, the proposed method was determined to pose unacceptable safety risks, with the probability of system destabilization and ensuing blank exceeding blank. In light of these findings, the original decision shall stand. Protocol 10. The Arrow of Topikaranus. The subject of the project is a low-tier Mechanikos device of the Hyperborea era, designed to solidify blank realm energy into a semi-crystalline polymeric form. This is so difficult to read. Once stabilized, the material is subjected to a high-frequency blank spiral acceleration and subsequently launched, thereby purging a designated area of blank realm energy contamination. The acting Archpriestess and the senior executive Mechanikos Priestess have jointly affirmed that the device's remanufacture is viable. This work shall proceed under the oversight of senior executive Mechanikos Priestess Aria Paetia of Masagatai, with the prototype device projected for completion within blank standard quarters. Upon completion, the prototype apparatus shall be subject to regular lubrication with ointments to prevent avoidable safety incidents. Oh, that's like the holy oil thing. Refer to Mechanikos Manual D306 for more details. Oh my god. Touch of volume. This appears to just be an ordinary fairy tale in which a kind-hearted girl makes friends with a white pigeon, after which they travel the world together. Some of the pages have been torn out for reasons unknown, and the ink is almost completely faded. The cover has beautiful golden words inscribed on it. Kitezgrad Publishing House. Oh, like the That word that I couldn't pronounce before. Letter for Livia. To the most holy and venerable Lady Livia. I penned this letter to account for the tragic event that transpired earlier. You asked that I send people to welcome the Holy Lady, and I did exactly as you instructed. But that poor girl, alas for her great beauty, failed to grasp the kindness behind your gesture, and seized by some terrible impulse, she took her own life on the spot. For this terrible, irreparable loss, I can only offer my prayers. I pray that your compassionate goddess may ease your sorrow and keep your noble heart from breaking, despite the weight of this grief. Regarding the Sampo mill mentioned in your last letter, I am truly grateful for your openness and trust. Like you, I remain uninitiated in the true workings of this sacred relic. Yet on this matter, we are of one mind. We must find another way to rouse this ancient relic and forge a paradise, an Elysium of enduring prosperity for the people of Nodcry, especially your noble kin. From this moment on, I shall dedicate myself wholly to uncovering the secrets that lie within the relic. As for the remaining matters, both more trivial and complex, I hope to discuss them at greater length with you soon. Until then, I ask that you accept these modest gifts as a small token of my regard and a gesture of sympathy for the loss that has touched your household. Please know that I hold your noble character in the highest esteem. Even at the court of His Majesty, the bellied Tsar, it is rare to encounter a lady of such uncommon foresight and deep devotion to the greater good as yourself, not to mention one who so willingly places the well-being of the nation and her people above personal sentiment. Our positions, interests, and aspirations are most closely aligned. As such, I greatly look forward to our future joint endeavours. Your ever steadfast friend and ally, Rotwang. Isla's notes. I told a lie, just like Livia did, and just like my sister did. I said no when Mr. Solovey asked me if I felt any hate. But how can I put the hatred in my heart into words? How would someone as kind and sincere as he is ever understand such horrifying malice? No, I cannot think this way, and no one needs to know. Mr. Solovey does not need to be troubled with such trivial things. No one is obliged to bear the weight of another's suffering, which they have not experienced. And even if he truly were willing to listen, and even if his kindness were to move him to tears, what would it change? I would only end up bringing needless pain to another tender heart. In the past, the present, and the future, across the countless threads of fate that Livia once let me glimpse by mistake, the only ones who shed tears for the misfortunes of others are kind souls who ought to be smiling instead. And since the sublunary sphere has always been one where good is repaid with cruelty, the least I could do is spare him a sorrow that does him no good. Once upon a time, I despised lies, yet now I find myself speaking them with keen intent. Maybe the blank of the past dozen years or so has been punishment for this very moment. But that does not matter anymore. From the noble Lady of Salt to the scions of Gurabad's Jinni, there have been plenty of instances where the innocent have suffered the gravest of punishments, let alone a sinner as steeped in blank as I am. So Havria, and then Lulapa, oh my god. If the silvery white thread has already found its way around my neck, I may as well bear the weight of still more unforgivable sins by myself, so that the children who remain untainted may be spared. What was born of the frost moon must return to it. All the walls, towers, fortresses, and temples must be torn down, save for the great pillar raised here by the Dragonborn, that is, the sacred sanctuary where our ancestors found refuge. Prolonged isolation and seclusion serve only to nourish fleeting ambitions and hollow delusions. Let it be reverence for nature, kindness towards outlanders, and those virtues in which none believe, and not the pride of the dead, which sets our threads apart from theirs. Only then will there never again be another Livia, or another me. Decades from now, a new moon goddess will be born. Oh, the irony of it! Livia's long and desperate quest was, in the end, for nothing. Even if Blank had borne the sacred heir as foretold, and not the man who abducted my sister, The one who should have been our sovereign would only have created even greater chaos in Snezhnaya. The birth of the new moon had nothing to do with anything she did. She could not even foresee the coming of that maiden, and nor did she know that the Holy Throne had never truly been broken. I do not know if I will live to see that moment, for my own thread is hidden from my sight, but I pray that I will not. Those tainted by sin do not deserve to witness the moon's pure light. In any case, people must come to believe that the new moon takes delight only in kindness, friendship, and mutual aid, that no other prayer or sacrifice will ever please our goddess. This is what they must believe, because if they do not, then no matter how noble the ideal, it will only wither and fade into the filth that lies beneath the moon. The threads of the gods are too bright for me to follow, and I cannot see where she is headed. But at the very least, the Frost Moon Scions, who have been redeemed in her name, must ensure that the power of choice remains hers alone. No one should ever seek repayment or reward from her, and she must never be moulded into the perfect deity others wish her to become. Well, that kind of already happened. Daughter of the Frost Moon, maiden of the new moon, may she one day behold the dream of true happiness, and may the Frost Moon never forgive my sins, for I have cursed her name more times than I can count. Letter for Isla. Dear Miss Isla, I am truly sorry that I was unable to stop Miss Isla in that moment. Yet it was through her noble sacrifice that we ultimately thwarted Rotwang and prevented the loss of countless lives. Now I finally understand why she pretended to be my close companion. I hope to speak with you about this in greater detail when next we meet, though perhaps by then you will already know more about all this than I. I shall not presume to judge, nor shall I attempt to alter your opinion of her. But I ask, if nothing else, that you allow me to honor Miss... Oh, wait, I was reading that as Isla, but it's Aaliyah. I ask, if nothing else, that you allow me to honor Miss Aaliyah's final wishes by sharing her words with you. She asked that I render all possible support to you, which I surely will. You are my benefactor, after all. And that, I relay this only as she spoke it, she hoped that you would go on to live a life of happiness and freedom. As for the arrow of Topikaranus you mentioned in your last letter, if it truly holds the power to dispel the pitch-black calamity, and if you are willing to share it with such selflessness, then on behalf of the people of Nodcry, please accept my deepest gratitude. Should, as you foresee, Rotwang indeed rise again from the pitch-black filth, then I guess Rotwang must be some kind of abyssal creature? Then our successors, an order I am considering naming the Lightkeepers, in honor of the flame you have kindled, will stand ready to vanquish the threat once more, armed with the technology you have so generously gifted us. We can speak of the details in person whenever you are free. I understand all too well that, after Levia's passing, the Frost Moon Scions have been left with countless matters demanding your attention. Yours sincerely, Solove. This must be the sword Isla was talking about, right? How about it, Harley? Did you figure anything out? Not a thing. Looks like we really will have to investigate this whole place, huh? But if we hang around too long, Anne Ruth, Uncle Crodo, and the others might find the entrance too. Actually, with all the noise we made just now, there's probably no one on this whole island who hasn't been drawn this way. Fine. Guess we've got no choice. We've got the sword now, and Lady Isla didn't exactly tell us what to do next. Let's get out of here first, and figure out the rest later. An immaculate sharp silver sword that can slice through armor like moonlight flowing through the empty night. According to legend, it is a divine blade, blessed by the first Moonchanter herself. Moonweaver's Dawn. As you have always known, my Isla, my heart's child, my dearest, my most beloved, in our blood flows the purest silver light, and we alone are worthy to receive the grace of the Frost Moon. You shall not wed the son of an outlander, for you are destined to bear the heir to Elysium for the people of the far north. Damn, imagine being like, yeah, you can't marry who you want to, because your whole destiny is to have a baby who will be an heir. The mistress of the Frost Moon has already spun every path in the world with her silver thread, and all things now move in step with the thread's silent dance. Those were the days before the pitch-black calamity swept through the borderlands, when the archpriestess of the far north repeated her blasphemous and misguided deeds in vain. Perhaps out of excessive devotion to the gods, or because she had never believed in dead gods who would never shed their light upon the world. There was, after all, no real difference between the two. Her grandmother, who had raised her, certainly never distinguished between them. The young handmaiden, with unwavering faithfulness, carried out every last one of the venerable archpriestess's commands. She never defied that kind and gentle old grandmother, no matter how dreadful the punishments cloaked by her soft words. Whether someone's thread was to be severed by a sharp silver blade, or another's singing voice must be silenced in the dead of night, all sins were born to purify the holy blood bestowed by the moon, for only by drinking crimson water could one hone absolute flawlessness. As you have always done, my Isla, my heart's child, my dearest, my most beloved. Since he has put his trust in you, use your wisdom to guide him. Set his heart on the right path and lead him to the sanctuary. The man called Solove is nothing but a treacherous murderer, and yet he dares to seek our protection after all the wicked deeds he has committed. When he comes here, you will thrust your sword through his heart from behind to sever his venomous thread. The only response the archpriestess got, as ever and always, was silence, and those accustomed to silence from their followers always wind up taking it for consent. The handmaiden's lengthy years of obedience had long convinced the archpriestess that all suffering brought on by impurity had never once stirred resentment in her. But of course, she was the blessed one, the one destined to bear the sacred heir. Of course, she understood that the sacrifices she offered up were in service of a decree 1,000 years in the making. So, even as the pure silver blade pierced her back, the last archpriestess of the far north could not comprehend the source of the betrayal. Mr. Solove was right. You were just lying to us, Grandma Lavia. If that were not the case, why would you bleed dawnlight crimson rather than moonlit silver when your thread was cut? Lavia was Isla's grandmother? It's awfully quiet. Aunt Ruth and Uncle Crodo aren't here either. Weren't they hot on our trail? Maybe all the noise we made earlier got their attention, and they ran off to check somewhere else? Aha! I get it now. This must be Lady Isla's divine guidance. Even my luck's looking up now that I'm with someone as reliable as you, Harley. Okay, save the celebration for later. You do remember you still owe everybody else an apology for the trouble you caused, right? Apology? Right, yes, of course I do. I'm not the type to get so caught up in reading Lady Isla's records that I forget everything else. I swear by my mortal name in this sublunary sphere that I'll give everybody a proper and heartfelt apology. It's just, I'll need to think carefully about how to phrase it first. Oh, and while we were at work earlier, I came up with a super scientific plan. Since I have to apologise anyway, why don't we finish checking out the sanctum first, before looking for Lady Lauma? That way we can save time and make my eventual apology more efficient. A sound plan, I should say. Dumb. See? The power of science is... Wait, huh? Aunt Reheta? When did you get here? You scared us. We didn't mean to sneak into the court of the First Edict. It's just... Verna said... No need to explain. This place may be sealed, but it is not forbidden territory. If outsiders like you were able to enter, then perhaps it was the will of the moonlight. Oh, okay. They're surprisingly chill about it. Exactly. This is all part of the Moon Maiden's sacred guidance, just like the poems say. As for you, Vernetska, you're coming with me. The Lady Moonchanter wants to see you, in person. Huh? Wait, no, Aunt Reheta, didn't you just say? As a priestess, you acted without permission, broke the rules, and tampered with taboos. Aside from outright murder, you flouted every major law we have. Now come, or would you rather the Lady Moonchanter come fetch you herself? Harley, Paimon, I'll explain everything later, I swear. But first, I'll need... Before Verna can finish her sentence, Rahitar drags her off.
Damn.
Well, she sure dug that grave nice and deep for herself, didn't she? Still, we've got no idea what this Lady Isla wanted us to do. But this sword she left behind... if it was meant for us, we might as well hang on to it for now. Looks like a real Frost Moon relic anyway. Oh, that was it. These remind me so much of dragon architecture. Although I will say that does look like a penis with a slit in it. Yeah, that looks like a phlogiston torch. I guess a lot of the stuff around here is draconic for some fucking reason. Well, if it isn't the ever-reliable Harley, we cross paths again. This must be destiny spun by moonlight, wouldn't you say? About your punishment. Well, Lauma was way more reasonable than Aunt Rahitar. After I explained everything to her, she went quiet for about a minute. Then she sent me to the library to help Anne Ruth organise documents and copy hymns. She even said I don't have to go back to work in Nashertown until I've sorted myself out. Isn't that the best reward? Oh, and while I was buried in hymn copying these past few days, I finally just started to get what Lady Isla meant when she said those things back then. Just like I thought, Harley, you really are my lucky charm. About what happened before. Have a question for me? I'm all ears. About what Isla said. You've come to the right person. I've been mulling it over these past few days, wondering exactly when Lady Isla recorded those words, and what she meant by the serpent. Some kind of dragon? Now I've got it all figured out. Say, do you remember how the image of Lady Isla called the one she was speaking to Mr. Solovey? Well, that has to be the Solovey, the noble from Snezhnaya and the original founder of the Lightkeepers. According to the records, it was at his request that Lady Isla went north to the Pillar of Embla, where she put an end to the abyssal catastrophe. As if knowing why he had come, the Maiden of the New Moon lit a beacon to dispel the darkness. Basically, she helped him out. So my guess, when she said the serpent, she was probably just using it as a metaphor for the abyss. Sounds about right, doesn't it? Pretty solid deduction. As for that Lavia she mentioned... let me think. Harley, have you ever heard of Hyperborea? I've heard that name before. Oh, fantastic. I'd expect no less from you. That makes this way easier to explain. We Frostmoon Scions are descendants of Hyperborea, and up until about 500 years ago, before the birth of the Moon Maiden, we were still carrying out the city's ancient rites. Moonchanter was the title Lady Isla first used, but before that, those who led such rites were known as archpriests. And Lavia was the final archpriestess of the Hyperborean descendants, right before Lady Isla reformed our faith. Back then, before the Moon Maiden was born, the blessing of the moonlight was dwindling away, and the rites were starting to lose their power. To keep them going, Lavia committed grave acts of blasphemy. Because she was stricken from memory, that is to say, removed from the historical record, I don't know the exact details. That is interesting, that the whole stricken from memory thing, which is like, Irminsul, like, to get rid of stuff from Irminsul means to change the memory of the world, to erase the memory of the world, which is basically like striking them from the historical record, which means no one remembers it. All I could find out is that she collaborated with outsiders and caused harm to many innocent people. It's said that before Lady Isla was born, there was a follower who fell in love with an officer from Snezhnaya. After they eloped, Lavia sent people after them, and I think you can guess the rest. It was brutal stuff. Anyway, Lady Isla took over the Frostmoon Scions from her, abolished all the Hyperborean rites, and had us devote ourselves entirely to the moonlight. In principle, only followers of the rank of priestess or higher are allowed to know this name, and since it's you, I guess we can make an exception. I'm sure it'll be fine. Probably. About that sword. Oh, don't worry, I've already reported to Lady Lauma about the sword. Since Lady Isla said it's meant for you, you should feel free to use it as you wish. But I can't help feeling a little envious. Legend has it that it was this very sword, that Lady Isla offered the first drop of silver blood to the newborn Moon Maiden. Oh, the same way that Lauma was doing for that kid. It's truly a blessed, immaculate sword, one that only the pure of heart may wield. Harley, you really must be favoured by the gods.